Hey guys, I'm here once again doing another toy review. Yeah, I've been using that intro for a long time. And if I actually do have any viewers out there, I'm holding a poll. Do you want me to keep this intro or do you want me to ditch it? Post your answers in the comment section. But, today we're reviewing the kaiju that, whose name you saw on the title of this video. So I won't bother to say it, from now on. It's the Hyperclone Kaiju Neosaurus. And yes, this is the 1998 version, which I got as a super steal. Like I'm super cereal. Cause you know why? Got this guy for $9. No kidding, $9. Whoa! Yeah, I know, steal, right? So I got this guy used, horrible condition, no tag, for $9. Now actually I really hated the figure when I first got it because of what bad condition it was in. But hey, it's Neosaurus. I like it. So after extensive repainting, just fixing all the parts that were scratched off. Sorry, I'm chewing gum. It looks pretty good now. And I actually, although I like the 2000 paint job more than I like this one, I don't want to pay like $20 for this guy, so yeah. Let's get into the toy review. So first off, we'll be scaling because I need to get this thing through while I still have it in mind. First up, it's Clone Rodan, and yeah, forgot how tall Clone Rodan is. I'm such a retard. I'll go get his tag. Give me a sec. So yeah, remember once upon a time in YouTube when I said that I can, print off fake tags and keep them for display purposes? Well, here's one of my examples. Custom Clone Rodan tag. It is 116EX, of course. Here's the tag, and it technically says 64 meters on there, so I'm believing that's 64 meters. And yeah, this is a horrible scaling right here. This sucks. This sucks balls. Just saying, Neosaurus, you should be ashamed of yourself, completely ashamed of yourself, because you should be about this tall. But obviously, Bandai can't increase, the whole mass of the figure to that size, or else they'll have to, or else it wouldn't be like 6 inches. So, but yeah, for a pretty decent matchup, it should be at least this tall, So, yeah, that's basically a poor scaling right there. That's pretty poor. Even though he can still, kill Rodan, but just punch him in the stomach. Yeah, Rodan, you're not a weakling. You're just, really weak. It doesn't make any sense. So let's bring my awesome Clone Rodan out of the way, who had his tail broken. That's me blundering. Next, Monsterger, and of course this will not scale up because Monsterger here, it's 65 meters and Neosaurus is 73. So this does not make any sense to me. Why they made this guy so short? And finally, let's get it out Ultraman Dino, who I'm gonna go into a battle pose with, because if he was standing at full height for even for Ultra Axe, it would be a little too tall. I mean, the vinyl figures, they were all pretty much the same size, but Ultra were a bit taller than the vinyl figures, so I brought out the Ultra. Recently figured out that this is the correct Dino pose for his series. His thumbs should be out like this, but like that instead of this. But who cares? And this looks minorly good. Neosaurus should be just a bit taller, but what can you do? Bandai obviously can't do that. So. Horrible scaling right there. Next. Articulation. So, first off, I have to say I made adjustments to the figure. Take a gander at this. It's a piece of vinyl that I cut off from the tail stump. And here's why. First, the arms, they both rotate 360, about 360. This one is better than this one, of course. And he's hard vinyl, but you can force it out of the way. a little bit if you apply a tiny bit of pressure. Feet, legs, or whatever you call them, rotate 360. No problem either. Just push the arms out of the way. So you can have him go like walk around for like stop motion and stuff like that. And the tail rotates, even though it was originally a Lucio. Yeah, this guy's real hard vinyl right here. And you see this? Yeah, there's what I make the cut right here. Well, let's just have him pose it up. You can still simulate the part where he gets his tail blown off by Dyna using this little gimmick. So the purpose I cut this, why I cut this thing off was because originally the original owner of this toy actually broke the glue seal, and so the tail is rotating, right? Wrong. Yeah, look inside the inner rings right here. See that? See those inner rings? Yeah, they actually lock on with this spare piece of vinyl like this, like a little trap door, just to prevent this tail from rotating. So what I had to do was that I had to go ahead and cut off this little piece as little as I can, just so that the hole can fit inside without without these these two inner rings, which are also clashing for some reason. Yeah, there's some real bad decisions made when making this figure, but yeah, I had to cut this thing so that give me a sec. I'm gonna shove this thing in so that the tail can start rotating again. Yeah, I'm never gonna take this thing out ever again after the playthrough, because it's just too much of a hassle. There is something wrong with this figure though. You see that part right there? Yeah, that part is empty. It leaks right towards the inner ring of this thing, because somehow a chunk of vinyl got ripped out of this part, and all that's left is plastic skin. All that's left is a plastic skin. I had no idea how that happened. I would have never expected that to happen, but it happened. Can't do anything about it. So that's that. Finally, let's get on to history. I'm rambling. Gonna be rambling. So, Neosaurus was a monster that was originally, it didn't look like this. We don't know what it looked like before, but we know that it was sleeping underground, and some scientists found him. I think his name was Dr. Otomo. Yeah, he went mad because he wasn't really insane. He was just really pissed off at the TPC Science Institute because they refused to let him continue his genetic experiments on monsters. So a few years ago, while traveling to TPC Japan, to the Supercuts headquarters, he discovered a little area in the Zarina zone of Japan, which they termed the Bermuda Triangle of Japan because it was so dangerous over there. Otomo discovered it and found a sleeping Neosaurus under there and captured it into his lab. Further on, until Hanijiro showed up in Superguts. Otomo realized that Hanijiro has apparently the intelligence of a second grader student, and decided to kidnap him, bring him over here to ingest his genes that allows into Neosaurus, that allows Neosaurus to become peaceful, unlike ravaging monsters. Unfortunately, the Supercuts found out about this and broke into the lab and actually destroyed a lab computer before Otomo can completely extract some of Hanijiro's cells and input them into the Neosaurus here. So his plan went bankrupt, and right after Supercuts showed up, on the island, not the lab, before all of this, he made clones of Sildron and Silvergun, clones of Sildron here and Silvergun, which I think I'll get later on, just to complete this little collection of stuff, for this episode. So he made a clone of Sildron and Silvergun, had the two battle each other as a test, and of course clone Sildron here got killed just because clone Silvergun knew how to use his tail. So, even though I wanted Even though I wish that Rodan could kill Silvergun. Oh well, he's gonna get killed by Neosaurus anyway, so. Blah blah blah. Later, you know, since Otomo never wanted to put Silvergun under his control, Silvergun attacked his lab station to, you know, in pursuit of Asuka in the Guts Eagle Alpha because he was the one who blew up the computer systems. In sheer desperation, Otomo unleashed Neosaurus to kill Clone Silvergun and protect the laboratory. Unfortunately, even though, you know, Neosaurus showed like a great amount of strength by instantly killing, you know, Silvergun, he screwed up and destroyed the laboratory. That made him lose remote control with, you know, the Otomo's the remote control thing. And later on, after he killed Silvergun, he crushed Otomo under his feet because, you know, he was violent now. He's violent now. So, and then he used his helix beam, which is shot from his, you know, his chest right here, and destroyed the Guts Eagle Alpha. But, you know, Asuka turns into Ultraman Dyna and fights clones as Neosaurus. Neosaurus actually defeated Dyna in, you know, Flash type because his, you know, spikes and his immense power and everything. But later on, he was easily defeated by Strong type after Strong type tricked his little homing laser beam into blowing his own tail off. And then using the Garanite Bomber in like a beam showdown where he uses Helix beam or homing beam, and Strong type uses Garanite Bomber, and it easily overpowered the Helix beam and blew a hole through Neosaurus. And that killed him. Later on, you know, Neosaurus was part of the Ultraman with Sudden run, but we never saw a figure of Neosaurus, unfortunately. That's kind of sad. But, yeah, that's that. So I'll keep Clone Rodan here just as a memory of, you know, how cool the clone monsters were. So, yeah. In the end, wait, forgot something. Yeah, his detail and paint job. So let's zoom in. I don't cut out this part. Come on. So yeah, I had to repaint the entire teeth, all the teeth, but I think I did a very good job. Neosaurus is incredibly well detailed. Every single little piece of skin detail has been carved in there. See that? Yeah, that's called real dedication to the figure, man. The helix beam parts right here, the center that looks like eyes, yeah, those should be blue, but they didn't color it in because here's a little fun history. There was actually, you know, they don't just release like one wave of this stuff. After, you know, their first stock mark ran out, they had to reproduce this stuff. The first stock, which was released early 1998, didn't have paint on, you know, the helix beam spots. I don't know if that was like a, you know, like a production error or something. But later on in the second, you know, issue, it's like the, you know, trading cards. In the, you know, this year they had originally had trading cards and now they don't. Eventually they figured out that they goofed up and they decided to color it in. So yeah. And I love that face. Look at that face. Ah, come on. Yeah, look at that face right there. Man, I gotta say, you know, Dino monsters are some of the coolest. Well, that's because I'm a family. I actually like that they didn't color in the frills exactly because I always liked his head when it was blue. So, no complaint from me there. In the end, Neosaurus, I have to say, it's a solid figure, even though it's, you know, its flaws being too small and everything. You know, this looks more like an even matchup than, you know, just a huge hulking Neosaurus versus a clone Rodan. So, yeah, you know, Neosaurus works for what it is. And I definitely recommend it. It's a 5 out of 5 from me, 10 out of 10, whatever. It's double awesomeness because he has 2 helix beam spots, whatever. Gets perfect score from me, and this is Yao Knight, signing out.